Welcome to the Simply Mindful Wellness Podcast. Join your host, Tracy, the Mindful Wellness Coach, as she takes a deeper look into nourishing your body, mind, and soul. Because being well creates the freedom to live life the way you want.
So hello and welcome to another episode of the Simply Mindful Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Tracy Richardson, the Mindful Wellness Coach and Holistic Health Practitioner, owner of Hybrid Therapy. So welcome to the listeners today and the watchers now that we're on YouTube. So today I'm joined by Vikki Hughes from Holistics by Vikki, and we'll be talking about Angelic Reiki, crystals, chakras and energy and their relationship with wellness. So welcome, Vikki. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for inviting me on.
That's awesome. Thank you for coming on. So if you'd just like to start by sharing with everybody who you are, what you do and why you do it.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Vikki. I'm based in Burbage in Leicestershire and I work from home. I have my own little holistic therapies business. I do what they call normal things, which is like Indian head massage. I do hot stones, Thai foot massage, because people understand that. I also, and I'm very, very passionate about healing. So I went to learn Reiki, the Usui Reiki, years ago, and I did it 3 times and I had 3 different teachers, but it didn't really sit with me. But I knew that I wanted to do healing. It's always been in with, since a child, I've always felt different. So I enjoyed the healing, and I saw a card in a shop, a crystal shop, and it was for Angelic Reiki healing. Now that sitted with me because I like the angels. I was into feathers and I was into anything, angelic, the little figurines and everything. So I phoned the woman up and she was actually getting married and she said, yeah, I'm going to run a course, would you be interested? So I went along, and she was based in Coventry, Lorraine Dolan, very, very gifted lady, knew so much, but at that time, starting my journey, I wasn't at that level. So I did my Reiki, Angelic Reiki level 1 and 2 with her. She had some really bizarre things going on, and when we had our certificate, we had to hold our certificate up, and she had like a glass panel, and behind this glass panel it was just lit up. It looked like 1,000 bright lights, and she said, all the angels are here and you have a ceremony as well, beautiful angel ceremony. So I left it for a while to get used to the energies and practice on different people, family and friends. And then about a year afterwards I took the Angelic Reiki Masters teaching. I never thought I'd teach it, but I thought I'd just do the Angelic Reiki. It's a bit more knowledge. So I did, and I've got really into it now. Like I said, I work from home. It's developed a lot because I work with my guides. I work with the person's soul, which I always remain humble to, and their guides, to fix chakras, broken chakras, blocked emotions, anything negative that they're holding on to. And now I teach it. So I teach Angelic Reiki for those that are interested in learning Angelic Reiki.
Awesome. So there's quite a lot involved in everything that you've gone. So something that I liked about you that we talked about previously was how you had an imaginary friend as a child and you felt a little bit different, and all this is kind of your psychic abilities is all kind of stemmed from there, and it's like an ever-evolving journey. So you've done the traditional Reiki and now you've moved into the Angelic Reiki. So can you explain for those that don't know how the two differ?
Yeah, sure. The Usui Reiki is like thousands of years old, and it's very, I call it ground level. So with the Angelic Reiki, it was came out in 2003, 2004. It was channeled by Archangel Metatron to Kevin Core, and Kevin Core did books and learned about it, and then he sent out his teachings. He met a lady called Christine Core, who was a hypnotherapist. They got together and they put the angelic courses, and they've gone around the world with it. But unfortunately, I think it was 2007, Kevin got cancer and he passed over. So Christine Core still continues to evolve the Angelic Reiki around the world. And this is like a part of this is what I teach. But Angelic Reiki, it works on a higher vibration. The angels come into your aura and they channel the energy through your aura. Whereas the Usui, I know people say, oh, but the angels work with the Usui. Yes, they do. But with the Usui, it seems to be more earth level and you get the energy coming down through you more. As where you work with the angelics, they come more around you. Not only do you work with the angelics, you work with the ascended masters. And you also work with the galactical healers. And people say, well, how do you know? It depends on the person that comes to you, what their problem is. So sometimes I get people that are more earthy and they need more of a grounding sort of like healing. And then I get those that are quite angelic, quite a high vibration. They vibrate differently. So they need more of an angelic or ascended master vibration. But everybody gets what they need when they come for the healing. They don't always get what they want, but they always get what they need. I've had people come where they might be split up from a relationship with a partner, but then it stems from childhood. So we go back and we start healing the childhood and what the problems was at childhood that's caused this to happen later on in life.
Awesome. So everything is really, really interlinked, and whether that is from the childhood or, like you say, up to the galactic healers and so on, we're all energy, and our biofields, our auras, our chakras, it's all channeling energy all the time. So this all started and you got on your journey and you're doing the angel healing now. So how do you bring in like the chakras? How do you bring in the crystals? How do you bring in all of this side of stuff into your healing practice?
Okay, so I went and did a crystal healing course. I've done a couple of crystal healing courses because it's nice to get different information from different people. Because the course that I went on, it was very long-winded, and I kept thinking there's got to be a shorter way of doing crystal healing than this long-winded session. And I'd say to anybody, if you decide to go on a course, it's whether you can get on with the teacher or not, because it's working with their energy. So make sure if you're going to go and do an energy course that you can actually relate with that teacher, because it will make it easier for you because you're on the same wavelength. So I did the couple of courses with the crystals. I now do a bit of sound healing as well, and I bring that into it. But I get guided. If I feel that person needs a certain crystal, I will work with that crystal. It's all to do with guidance. My healing's developed, as I said to you earlier when we chatted. If you're still teaching like you were taught 10 years ago with the healing, you haven't developed, you haven't learned. And with healing, it grows and everything changes, nothing stays still in life. You know, the technology. So it's about learning different techniques, going on different workshops, learning from different people, and then putting it together. And it does blend nicely together. The sound blends nicely together because that's a vibration. The crystals blend nicely together because that's a vibration. And the healing does as well. So I go with what I'm guided with through my guides. So it does work. Like I say, not everybody comes that will get crystals because obviously they don't need it. And if you think you're new and you haven't had any healing before, and if I did sound, if I did the crystals, you know, and the healing, it would just blow you away and you'd feel quite poorly. It's too much, yeah? So it's probably like when you're in a disco, you've got the lights going, you've got the music going, and you're trying to dance at the same time. It's system overload. So I'm mindful of how you are, where you are, you know, where you started, and I add little bits to it. So for somebody new, they might just come and have like 15, 30 minutes because that's all they need. And then I'll develop it a bit more if they come again. A lot of people hold on to things for years, 5 years. I don't know whether you find this, Tracy, and they expect you to clear it in half an hour to an hour. It's not possible. Sometimes with the healing, it will take a few sessions. So don't be disappointed if you need a couple of sessions, because you know, there's no way in one session, if you've been holding on to things for 20 years, it's going to go in 30 minutes. So it's about being patient. It's about listening to your own body as well. I had a client this morning and she was totally lost, connection with her own body. I said, when you're thirsty, have a drink. Your body talks to you. When you're hungry, go feed yourself. When you're tired, go to sleep. It's tuning into your energy and saying, do you know what? I need to go to bed now. Or that doesn't feel right for me. Because holding on to this energy, it stores in your body.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally
And
resonate with that. 100%.
Yeah, and it's letting go. Yeah. So with the chakras, there are 7 main chakras that are along your spine. They're actually in your aura, so you can't actually see them. So if you went in for surgery and they opened you up, you would not see the chakras. But the chakras spin. There's more in your body, but basically I work with 7. I work more now with 12. Like I said, when I first started, it was the basic 7, but now I work more with the hand chakras. There's blockages in the hands, blockages in the feet, and I have a look.
Just explain to us a little bit about what chakras are and where you find them.
Okay, so chakras are energy wheels. If you imagine a garden hose, that's your main water flow. So you get a main hose goes through your body, and the chakras are like sprinklers. The chakras will take the energy down to the main organs in your body. So if you've heard of meridians, the energy will flow down the meridian. So it's like the sprinklers will take the water down to the main areas in the body. However, what happens is sometimes if you're holding on to negative thoughts, negative feelings, the chakras can get blocked. So they don't spin as they should. And it puts pressure on other chakras. So if you've got a blocked chakra, it can affect the others. And before you know it, the whole 7 are out. So where are these chakras? The main chakras, like I say, located down your spine. You've got a crown chakra, which is above your head. A third eye, which is forehead. You've got a throat chakra in your throat. Heart chakra in your heart. You've got a solar plex chakra, which is just above your navel. It's very big. This is one of the biggest ones. Just below your navel, you've got your sacral. And just below that, in the bottom of your spine, your coccyx, you've got your root. They're all different colours. They're different colours because it's like a colour of the rainbow, 7 colours of the rainbow. And they're those colours because that's how they vibrate. So they vibrate on those frequency of colours. Okay. I love it when people come through the door because I like to look what they're wearing, because what they're wearing is obviously what they need. And sometimes people say, I wasn't going to put that on today, but I think I'll put it on, because the colours are also energy. They've got a vibration. So if you imagine like the bright colours, they will lift you, and darker colours will pull you down, like earthy colours like the browns, they will keep you rooted. Reds, very earthy colours, so browns, reds. When people come in black, it fascinates me, because when they wear black, it's like hiding behind all the colours. And I find those are people that wear black, they're hiding behind something. Not always, but they they're not showing their true self. So I always say to people, if you can, just wear a little tiny bit of colour. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to go around looking like a banana, but just little bits of colour to lift your vibration. It's like flowers. Flowers are beautiful. They've got a vibration as well. Beautiful colours. And again, it will lift your vibration. A bunch of flowers in the room lifts the vibration. So be mindful of what you're wearing. Have a look what you've got on now, and take a note of what you got, what you're wearing, because you probably need that colour, and it relates to a particular chakra in your body.
Absolutely. So I know that the colours of the chakras. So we start off with the root, that's red. Then we go orange for the sacral chakra. Then we go up to the solar plexus, which is yellow. Throat chakra, green. Where are we now? The
throat,
third eye, blue. The third eye is purple.
Indigo, purpley colour.
And then the crown one, I always imagine that as being quite a bright light. Yeah. Awesome. So I'm on the same page.
That's good.
Okay. So when you're dealing with all these energies and stuff, obviously you go with what you find when somebody comes in to see you. But how could you use all of this to change or support the wellness of somebody?
Yeah, a lot of people, they don't get it and they say, I've come to try it out just to see what you like. So I think I might have purple hair will be a bit weird. But what they do is they lie down on a couch. It's a nice, cozy couch. I play nice, cozy, comfortable, relaxing music. It's, you know, my room's lovely. It's full of crystals. You just lie there in comfortable clothing. And then I can scan your body with my hands, and I can show you as well. I use dowsers. I don't know if you remember the water dowsers, they're metal rods. And I can show people what's blocked, because my dowsers will cross and they come together like that when energy's working, and they'll open up when the chakra's not working. So I can show clients, look, these are your chakras that are out. They're, you know, these chakras are working. It's closed, and then they'll open up so that they can see for themselves. Some of my clients have been regularly and they know now. They know, they say, oh, my heart chakra's not working, because they've actually picked up on their own energy and they've tuned into their own body, which is great. But yeah, so I'll scan the body with my hands, and I will feel it'll be hot, it'll be cold, or I might see colours. But here's the thing, when the person's lying there, they can also see colours. Sometimes it depends on how open you are. So some people say it's like a kaleidoscope, and they'll see different colours, and energy works, it sort of like goes a bit like this and flows around. It's not a straight line. So they say, oh, I can see this, and it's maybe dark and a little bit of colour comes through. So these are the chakras that are lining up. It's energy. Some people will go tingly. I usually find if your top half of your chakras are blocked, the energy goes down your hands and your arms, so it feels a bit tingly. And then if your lower chakras are blocked, you might feel tingles in your legs. It's a bit like pins and needles, but not that not that thing, but it just feels tingly. Some people say, oh, because their chakras are blocked in their palms, so I can open those and let them flow again. But people, like I say, they'll feel hot, they'll feel cold. They might feel that they're being lifted and elevated, or they might feel they're going down. It's different. Like I say, it's a bit like an onion. So I pull back the different layers. And like I say, you don't always get what you want, but you'll get what you need, and you'll get healing in those areas. But it can affect you physically. So if you've been holding on to this energy for a long time, say you've holding on to a lot of energy in your throat, you haven't said how you feel or what you need to say to people, then it can affect your throat, and you can end up having sore throats, laryngitis. You could have jaw problems, ear problems. Sometimes when you feel like you've got the weight of the world, or you've got neck problems, it's because you're holding on to energy around the neck area. And until that's cleared and opened up, that energy it'll be stuck.
Absolutely. Oh, such a lovely way of putting things. So when we think about like your crystals, then explain a little bit about like maybe certain crystals and how we could use them to support wellness.
Yeah, so crystal, I always say to people, go with what you're drawn to in a crystal shop. So go into a crystal shop, have a look around, and you will be drawn. It's a bit like a sweet shop. You will definitely be drawn to a crystal. Not always though, because sometimes there's a crystal you need and you don't like it. So, but you need it. You don't want to face it yet. You can't quite face it. So go into a crystal shop. Go with what you're drawn with. You don't always have to read what it means, but you'll be drawn to a certain kind of crystal. When you see that kind of crystal, just hold it in your hands to see whether it resonates with you. You will know. Go with your gut, go with your intuition. It might feel tingly. It might feel a nice feeling. You don't know why you're feeling it, but go with how the crystal feels. And if it feels good, then buy it. When you get the crystal home, you need to cleanse it, because it's been in the shop. It's picked up on loads of different energies. So you can cleanse it with water if it's not a crystal ending in ITE, because crystals ending in ITE will dissolve in water. So you need to sage that crystal. You can buy white sage, they sell it in the shops. You just hold that crystal over the burning sage in the smoke and ask for that crystal to be cleared of any negative energy. You can also hold it in your hand and imagine white pure light cleansing it. You can put your crystal, if you've got one, in a singing bowl and tap the singing bowl, and it will change the sound of the singing bowl. Or tingers, is the little tingers, you can hold it over or drum it just to change the vibration. Then it's clear. So go with what chakras you feel. You can wear chakras. I mean, you can wear, I wear a lot of bracelets. So again, go with what you feel. You can wear them. You can place the crystals on your body where you feel that you need them. Go with your gut feeling. If the crystal jumps off you, you don't need it in that place, okay? Because crystals, they do move, honestly. I lose loads of crystals. So if the crystal doesn't want to be in that area, it will just jump off you. But there are different colours of crystals, and people say use those crystals on the chakras. So your root chakra's red, so you might find a red crystal that suits you, like a red jasper. You pop that in that area. Orange crystals, carnelian, you might want to place that on your sacral. Yellow crystals, citrine, tiger's eye, you can work with those. I would say to you, just go with what you're drawn to. If you lose that crystal or if it breaks, it's done its work. You no longer need it. Because I sell a lot of crystal bracelets and people go, well, how do I know when I don't need it anymore? They go funny colours, they break, you lose it. So that's when you know that you don't need them.
Awesome. So, yeah. So I have labradorite on. I love.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I wear that all the time. Helps me get in tune.
Yeah, no, that's good. You have to go with what you're drawn to. It's like, again, it's listening to your body and using your intuition. There's so many different crystals out there. You don't always have to know what they do. It's just holding on to it. And if it's a nice energy, if it's a nice feeling, that's the easiest way. I know a lot of children now are getting into crystals. I see quite a few parents will come to me and say, oh, she wants this crystal, have you got this crystal? They don't really know how it works, but then they pick the crystals up. You always need to cleanse your crystal once you've used it. So once you've used your crystal for whatever reason, healing or whatever, then cleanse it again over sage or in a singing bowl, or when there's a full moon, leave your crystal on a windowsill. And even if it's a cloudy evening, allow that crystal to cleanse with the energy of the moon, because it will cleanse it. And then you've got your crystal again.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So how does all this, like the influence of the Reiki, the crystals, the chakras, how can you help people to help themselves?
Yeah, but when you've been for a session, you feel really calm afterwards. You feel different. A lot of people feel lighter. I don't know if with yours healing, Tracy, people say afterwards, I feel a lot lighter. It's because negative energy is heavy energy. So if you imagine you have a Christmas dinner, you feel quite heavy afterwards, and that's negative energy. If you went to have a salad, it's quite light, and that's how you feel afterwards. You feel quite light. Healing yourself is a lot harder unless you know what you're doing. If you've done level 1 Reiki, Usui Reiki, you can actually heal yourself. But you can actually make a healing ball. I don't know whether you've done this. So what you do is you rub your hands together as quick as you can, and then you'll feel the energy. It feels like a bit like a magnet. Okay, and then what you can do is place it on your heart and give yourself some love. So if you feel low or somebody's been having a go at you and you feel really down, you just need to pick me up. You rub your hands together as fast as you can with good intention, thinking this is love, this is love. You can feel that energy because it will feel tingly, and then place it on your heart and say, I am loved, I am worthy, because you are. That's a great way of healing. A lot of people need grounding. And with the grounding, all you need to do is imagine roots growing out the soles of your feet, right down into the centre of the earth, not the top, because there's lots of toxic energy in the soil at the top. So really make sure you take your roots all the way down through the different layers. You just visualise it, close your eyes and visualise roots like a tree going out the soles of your feet, all the way down into the centre of the earth. And just imagine the beautiful energy, red energy coming up through your roots, all the way up into the centre of your soles of your feet, all the way up your legs into your root chakra, which is at the base of your spine, and you'll feel energized. Sometimes your feet can feel a bit tingly when you do this, but that's a great way of grounding. As well, for grounding, if you've got bare feet and go out on the grass or the sand, that will ground you. The Native Americans say our shoes are killing us because they're plastic soles or they're leather soles, and we're not actually getting the neutrons from the earth. So when it's sunny, I always say to people, get out there, put your feet in water, walk along the grass, walk along the earth, and it will help you get the neutrons from the earth, and they'll come up your legs, and it helps against inflammatory disease as well. But that's an easy one you can do for yourselves. Just grounding
is one of my favourite things to do, and I'm like you, I tell everybody to get out there and get grounded. But some great tips there about the heart and imagining the roots going down into the earth. Awesome. So is there anything about your wellness journey yourself that you've come across that you didn't expect to find?
Yes. I expected that everybody wanted healing. This was a big lesson for me in my life, because you get people come along and want healing. I don't know whether you found this, but they're not ready and they won't let go. Mm-hmm. So people will think they're ready. I see this a lot with grief. They think, I want to get over this grief, and grief takes time. You can't rush grief, and everybody's different. I think with healing, you can't, nobody's the same. We've all got different fingerprints. So it's about being open to receive the healing. Then you're halfway there. If you're not open and then you turn up because a friend recommended you, I've had it before. I've had people go, oh, my friend needs healing, I'll get them a gift voucher for the birthday. I never see that person. They never turn up. You've got to be ready for healing for yourself, and you will know when you are ready. So it's about going along and being open-minded, and have people say, I want to break up. I've had enough of this relationship. It's not working. I need to let go. But they'll lie on the bed and I'll be fighting them. They're not ready to let go. They're holding it onto the solar plexus. It's in their tummy. So they've got eating problems because they're holding the energy in here. They've got problems with their heart. They could, not breathing properly, shallow breathing, or they might have developed asthma. And this is just from a relationship. So it's about, you can't heal everybody. And I see a lot of nurses. A lot of nurses hold on to other people's energy because you can. If you're working in a job where you're dealing with people all the time and they're offloading, it can affect you and it can become a part of your energy, and you don't know why you're feeling the way you do. You can feel angry for some reason. You think, why am I feeling angry? It's because you've picked up on that person's energy. So it needs to be shifted. You can help yourself by going for walks amongst nature, because nature's beautiful. The trees, the plants, that will help lift your vibration. It's about lifting your vibration. But I know a lot of nurses want to help people, but again, if you're not ready to heal and want to heal yourself, there's no way on earth that you can actually heal anybody. No matter how good you are at your job, if that person's not ready to receive the healing, then they won't heal. So that was a big learning curve for me, that I was seeing people come through the door wanting healing, but they weren't ready. So that to say to these people, you're not ready. Funny enough, I used to work for Smoking Cessation, and a lot of people wanted to pack up smoking, but they weren't ready. Their friends and family said, you need to pack up smoking. And it was other people had put this pressure on them to stop smoking, but they weren't ready. But they'd go along just to please their friends and family, but they weren't ready. So until you're ready and start your healing journey, it might take a few years for you to get ready. It might only take a couple of months, but it takes time, and allow yourself to feel things. Yeah, so that was a big thing for me. Yeah. People not wanting to heal.
Yeah, I resonate with that as well. I just thought everybody would want to be well, everybody would want to be their best selves, but actually, like you say, there's a lot of people holding on to things. For some, it becomes part of their identity that they just can't let go of.
Yeah.
And, I'm a great believer in everybody has the right to feel awesome, because we all should feel awesome. I mean, and like you, like me, we don't feel awesome all the time. We hold on to our own stuff. When you said about the smoking thing, I'm an ex-smoker, and it took me time. I knew what I was doing to myself. I knew I've worked in smoking cessation as well. I knew what I was doing to myself, but it took me to get to the point where I had to choose me.
Yeah.
And when there was more reasons to choose me than not, I just stopped, and I've never started again. And it's like you saying, when you're ready to heal, you will heal, but you've got to be at that point.
You have. And I feel as well, and I've done exactly the same, it's about loving yourself. And that's a part of the journey. If you can't love yourself, then how can you let other people love you? So it's about listening to you. And again, it's tuning into your body, and you are worthy and you are loved. And I think it's society puts us down. We're not good enough. It's watching things on the television. You should be eating this. We're mind controlled an awful lot of the time. You should be doing this, and why aren't you doing that? The government say you got to do this and you got to do that. And it's a lot of stuff there. And it's about fishing out and what feels right for you.
Yeah, the best health tip I give anybody is just turn off your TV.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you were saying, that filters out a lot of the nonsense, and then you can focus on you. So awesome. So last question, and I ask this to everybody who comes onto the show, is what does mindful wellness mean to you?
I think it's about being content with your whole life.
I like that.
You can't be happy all the time. Like you said, there's dips, ups and downs and everything. But it's just appreciating what you have in your life and looking for the good things in your life. I think when you are on a spiritual path, it's a hard journey. It's not easy, and life's not easy. You come here to learn lessons. The hard times are your biggest lessons. And when you go through that, just pause and think, what is this teaching me? What do I need to know? So, and it takes time as well. It's about eating healthy. I know we all have dips about not eating healthy, and nothing's on a straight line all the time. It's about eating healthy. It's having a positive mind. And again, if you're around negative people, that's hard. But it's having a positive mindset on things, that life's not that bad, even though it seems it at times. And there's always a winter where it's snow and the wind, but there's always change. There's always a summer that's going to come. So look for the brighter things. It's about being balanced. It's not working too much. It's about balancing family life, your life, being creativity. It's doing things that you enjoy. A lot of people come to me and I go, what do you like enjoying? What do you enjoy? Enjoy? I don't have time. They put other people first. So again, it's finding out what do you enjoy doing? And it's about balance. It's not all about, and it's not selfish to take time for you. You need time for you. This was another lesson. I had a gentleman come to me and he said to me, Vikki, he said, when you're on an aircraft and it's going down, you don't go and put everybody's mask on. You have to put your own safety mask on first before you help other people. And that's not being selfish, because you need to care for you first. So it's about being in the right mindset and looking after you. It's getting rest. And so, like I said, it's tuning into your body. When you're hungry, eat. When you're tired, go to sleep. Even when you need a wee, go, because I've had people jig up and down and don't go. So it's about being mindful of things around you and tuning in and tapping into your own body. And then I think when you're on those levels, that's when you will feel at peace.
Oh, I love that. Absolutely love that. So if people want to find you online then after today's, they've listened to today's podcast, how can they do that?
Okay, I've got a Facebook page and it's Holistic Therapies by Vikki. You can find me on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram. Again, it's Holistic Therapies by Vikki. I've also got a website. It's holisticsbyvikki.co.uk. You can find me there. It'd be great if I resonate with you and on your energy. That'd be lovely. Just give me a shot. Even if you want to chat, I don't charge for chat, and see if our energies are the same. I've seen some amazing results from people. I've even surprised myself with people that have come back and this has happened to them. Their world has changed. But energy is amazing. I feel that it's okay. A lot of people now go to the doctors. They can't get into the doctors, so they're looking for alternative things. I'm not saying don't go and see your GP, but I've seen some amazing results with negative energy being shifted from people and finding their true selves again. Like yourself, it's amazing what you can find from people's energies. Energy can't lie. Energy can't lie. I feel as time goes on in many years, I feel that they use crystals in surgery now. with some of the operations and things. Ultrasound, again, it's using sound. They started to use Reiki a lot in the hospitals, especially abroad. Over here, I find it's sort of like once it's happened to you and you're poorly, then they want to cure it. Whereas in the Far East, it's prevention before cure. And I think this is happening over here a bit now. People are wanting to cure themselves before they are becoming poorly. And it's being aware of that, what you put in your body, and like I say, looking after you a bit more.
Awesome. So thank you very much for your time today, Vikki.
No, thank you, Tracy. Again, thank you for having me. It's fascinating. I love the energy. It's amazing.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of the Simply Mindful Wellness podcast. Join us next time for a new episode.